Backstage.
Well, here at Backstage, we're all about local, independent, and I think that there's not enough, how shall I say, there's not always enough credit given to the people in the back making it all happen. You know, I think society likes to, worship actors and things, and that creates the buzz and what have you. But you know, in documentaries, there's not always a hero, one individual hero, and there's not always that kind of a narrative story. So, like you said, it's more about the message, and so I think we need to spend more time getting to know people like you, also, and so that's what we're doing here.
Sure.
And one of my, we spoke a little bit earlier, one of my pet projects I'd like to do would be to create some sort of a serial documentary channel, you know, or something like that locally, based on the local talent that we have here. There's no end of stories out there that people can get involved in. Do you think something like that would be well received?
You know, I think there are films and documentary that exist online, and I think part of the key to really getting that audience to get online and seek that documentary out is whatever buzz they've heard about it.
Right.
You know, if somebody's heard that, oh yeah, there's this great documentary, you gotta see it, it's about this, they'll go online and they'll find it. I think one of the things you really got to do if you want people watching stuff online is make it downloadable. Because I still believe that, you know, somebody might sit there in front of their computer or with their tablet turned on, but I think more often than not they'll download it, put it on a chip, stick it in their TV, and then sit back with the popcorn and watch it.
Right, which they can do nowadays very easily.
Yes. You know, I mean, people pirate. There's a lot of pirating. You know, people get torrent files.
Mm-hmm.
But there's also Vimeo. Vimeo is hugely popular. You know, for example, we were just talking about Sex, the Annabelle Chong story, the film I went out to Toronto to cut.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I put that on my Vimeo page, and within, I was getting 70,000 views per month.
Wow.
Yeah. And I was having some mixed feelings about whether or not I should have it up, if I was infringing on any distribution rights.
Right.
I personally made the choice to make it unembeddable and not downloadable. But
Right.
initially you could embed it, and somebody had grabbed my link and put it on their site, Top Documentary Films, and that's when it started getting all those plays.
Right. Right.
So I think, to answer your question, you know, for doing documentary content online, I think really the key is to have a high traffic site where those documentary viewers are going to be going there and
Right.
looking for something to watch.
Right. Right. Have a place where people are already going, and get your project listed.
Exactly. Go somewhere like Top Documentary Films.
Mm-hmm. Right. I think that I personally think it's the future, and I think that people are getting more and more used to, you know, if they want. I know I go on YouTube all the time, and I just find it great because I can put any topic I want on there. The stuff's not always well done, you know, technically, but I normally get what I want anyway. If it's some information on a particular topic or what have you, chances are someone's made a video about it. But it obviously would be great if the technical level was to get a little higher too. Be a lot more fun, I think, to watch. But I still think that people are getting more and more used to that, and we're going to see that in the future.
Yeah, I think definitely YouTube and Vimeo are tools. I know that anything I post on my Vimeo page shows up in a Google search.
Mm-hmm.
Like
what is,
and I'm talking right at the top of my Google, right at the top of a Google search is where Vimeo is going to pop up.
Right.
It's like the LinkedIn. LinkedIn will show up at the top of search engines if you're trying to make a web persona for yourself.
Right.
Vimeo is pretty much the same thing. Post your video in there, it'll show up in Google.
Now, do you have a personal website that you use as a portfolio, for instance?
I do. I've got a website. It's called waterfrontfilms.ca.
Okay.
That's my personal website, and there I have my filmography. I have a home page that highlights my current project, and a video gallery.
Wonderful.
And in my video gallery, I'm able to embed links from my Vimeo page. Yeah.
Now, in terms of projects that you would be willing to hear about, does it do you have sort of a budgetary limit, or, I mean, if an independent, low budget was to contact you, is there something you can do for them?
I mean, there's the economics of living in Vancouver. It's an expensive city to live in, and I do edit professionally, so I tend not to work on any projects that can't pay my rate.
Your full rate, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I have different levels of rate, but I have my artist rate. I do have a rate that I will go to if I think a project's worth working on.
Okay.
I did do one film for free recently last year with director Karen Lamb. We did a short film called The Meeting, and that actually has done really well. It just won Best Short Film at the Vancouver International Women in Films Festival. Also, it won Best Film at the Viscera Film Festival in Los Angeles, as well as a couple others. It's been winning a lot of awards. And Karen's a great director. We were working together on a true crime series, and in this case, I thought, well, I'll put in 3 weeks worth of work, 4 weeks worth of work, and just not charge. So yes, in some cases, I will do that.
So if someone, you welcome at least people, exposing you to that kind of thing, and you never know.
Let's put it this way, I mentor people regularly. I offer consultation. It's not always about the money. I have my gigs that I'm working on to pay my rent.
Right.
But, for example, I'm involved in the Canadian Cinema Editors. I'm on the board of directors.
Right.
One of the things I've been doing with them is organizing a workshop series here in Vancouver.
So what are they all about?
The Canadian Cinema Editors. Well, they're like ACE in the States. So our mission statement is to advance the knowledge about the art and craft of editing in Canada.
Right.
And to really raise the standards and keep those standards high.
Right.
And that goal reaches across multimedia platforms, but mostly concentrating on film and television.
Right.
And within the CCE, there's a membership process where, to become a full member, where you would have your name, comma, CCE, like you would see in the States if you watch a feature film and it says edited by such and such, ACE, or the cinematographers have their same union or professional association in the States and here. Here for cinematographers, it's CSC, I think Canadian Society of Cinematographers. But there's a vetting process where full members who are currently full CCE members, who are really probably your top editors in Canada, they look at new applicants every year who are submitted by fellow full members for consideration for being one themselves. And
Right.
There's certain standards they have to adhere to, like 5 feature films or 60 hours worth of
Right.
TV edited at a certain level of quality.
Is there a local chapter here in Vancouver?
Well, I mean, I'm your friendly representative. There's me and 2 others
Okay.
who are board members. We don't have an office here. Our main office is in Toronto.
Right.
Every year we hold the CCE Awards there. offering awards for excellence in Canadian editing.
Right.
In drama, documentary, reality TV, animation, short film.
Right. But what's their website? Do you know?
cceditors.ca.
Okay. Because I'm sure, you know, there's going to be lots of young people fresh out of film school, and they're watching this and they're going, wow, that's what I really want to do. And so what you're telling me is that organization is there to help promote excellence in that field.
Yes.
And so, you know, if that's where they want to go, if they're really serious, then, you know, they should get involved, right?
Yeah, I would suggest, you know, coming to one of our pub nights, meeting some of the editors in town who are part of the organization. You know, some of the top drama editors are regular attendees at our events, as well as documentary editors and reality TV editors. Professional editors who are working professionally in town.
Right.
And some of the stuff we're putting on right now, as I was mentioning, we have a workshop series that's entering its second year this year, where we offer workshops in documentary editing, assistant editing, editing for drama, After Effects.
Excellent.
We're looking at getting one going on codecs, which sounds kind of dry, but I think this one's really going to be geared towards editors who are working professionally, who just need to know, or to assistant editors who might need to know ways of approaching workflow.
Right.
Because there's just so many different cameras and codecs out there these days. So
it's crazy.
So we have those, and reality TV is our other workshop that we've been offering. Yeah. And then on the other front, and these workshops are reasonably priced. Again, it's like for CCE members, we're pricing them at $90 for a 7-hour workshop, and and $110 for non-members. And this is to come to a workshop and learn from
a professional
editor who's working in the industry.
Right.
And then on the other front, we're organizing a couple of screenings this May in cooperation with Cineworks and Cinematech. We're going to be showing the film Elysium, and there's going to be a Q&A afterwards with editor Julian Clark.
Right.
And we're also going to be looking at Karen Lamb's new film, Evangeline, and Jeannie Slater, the editor, will be there for the Q&A along with Karen.
Well, you know what? Send me that information, and we'll get it on the blog. I'm sure that lots of people would love to hear about that, and maybe we can generate a little interest and get some more people. So to be clear, someone could join that association just as a regular member, and then and you're saying they get a member price for these workshops that you're talking about.
That's correct. Yeah, we have 2 levels of membership. There's associate membership. Well, there's actually 3 levels. There's student membership, which is the most economically priced.
Right.
There's associate membership, and then full member.
Right. Which you have to be juried for, so to speak.
Secret ballot.
Right.
Secret jury.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you can approach somebody and say, hey, mind putting me forward?
Right. Right. If you feel that you're at that level.
Yeah, I think if you're doing that, you might want to look at your IMDb and say, well, is it really where I want it to be?
Right. Exactly.
But there's, you can keep trying. I mean, it's all serious, but it's all in good fun too, right? I mean, this is just about being really good at your craft,
right?
And being ambitious, and I think that ambition really drives excellence in editing
and building community,
passion, right?
Right?
Yeah.
It's you want to be around your peers, and you want to interact with people like you. I think it's a very comfortable way to do your business. So to kind of wrap things up a little bit, thank you very much for coming. It's been fascinating stories that you've said. And are you planning on going to any of the festivals, the short film festival or the Whistler one?
I typically have been attending a lot of the festivals here.
Right. maybe we'll see you there.
That would be great.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right.